This is Max Rothman with BevNet. We're here at the Baagua booth at Expo West with Dale Starnes, Chief Herb Nerd and CEO of the company. Dale, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks.
So how's everything going at the show?
Everything's going great.
Yeah.
Success.
Tell our viewers here a little bit about your product, because as you can see by looking at the jars, it's a little bit different than what else is the rest of the stuff here at the Expo.
It is. It is. You know, it didn't start out as an idea to get into the beverage business. Oh, and I'm gonna put stuff in this jar just to make it different. It didn't start out that way at all. And the reason why stuff is in the jar really is kind of a happy accident. When I would make it for myself or anybody else, I would, just to be efficient, I would throw the herbs on top of the water and let them steep and fall. And then I'd do whatever I had to do before I was going to leave and go to my errands or pass them around.
Uh-huh.
And when they sank, it was pretty much ready to drink. And the people, that were taking these loved the fact that they were, the fresh herbs were in the jar. Sooner than later, it ended up with team members at Whole Foods, at the local Whole Foods in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And then the grocery manager there was, just suggested, look, you should package this up. We'll sell it for you. And I thought, well, how do I do that? And then I started looking into packaging, and it was clear that I needed to move to California to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally I will make a filtered version and put it in a lightweight container for someone that just wants to be on the go all the time. But we just kind of went with the conversation piece, that everybody really loved seeing this wholesome effect of seeing what was in the jar, and they liked nibbling on them, and that was it. There are some folks that don't like, pulp in their orange juice, but I guess there are a lot of people that do. So,
yeah.
People like pulp in their tea. They like nibbling on the herbs.
And so this is your formal launch here at the Expo, right?
This is our formal launch.
Yeah.
We did some shelf tests in West LA, sold through. We used the feedback to upgrade the label and the positioning, and here we are.
So we've gone a bit into this, the orange juice analogy, but what are some of the effects when consumers see, everything that's going on inside this bottle? It's not just the liquid. What are some of the effects on the consumers?
Effects just upon looking at the jar?
Looking at it, drinking it, what are people feeling and thinking when they're having this kind of product?
Well, I'd say as far as the formulas themselves, the novelty in these drinks really might be, it's a very simple novelty. I used the manner of crafting functionality in formulas that Eastern medicine uses. I don't use crazy Eastern medicine herbs. I use more familiar tastes, more familiar herbs. Mm-hmm. But it allows the recipes to be very simple. The sweetness comes from sweet herbs, so I don't add any sugar. The sweetness will control bitterness from bitter herbs. Some of the herbs have a cooling effect. Some herbs have a warming effect. Some are pungent and kind of have an opening effect. So you use these qualities to craft sort of a dynamic experience. So when people taste them, they feel that. And it allows for a very simple formula. It's very basic, down to earth, and it's not something that requires lab data to tell you how you're going to feel. You drink it and you feel it. And that's pretty much essentially that. As far as seeing it, of course, obviously there are the questions, gosh, do you strain it? What do I do with it? And someone's around, I guess, to usually say, no, you just drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a retailer just says it or someone just gets it. Mm-hmm. There's those obvious questions, and most people just, I guess, out of curiosity and adventure, they want to try it, and they kind of like it, and it appeals to them, so we're responding to that.
And everything in the jar is edible.
Everything in the jar is edible.
Yeah.
Nibble on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, Dale, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.